Monire Mosa, Tampokererani. So in this video, we are discussing the language of vegetation, the natural world in terms of vegetation. So without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it. Okay, so vegetation in Chitumbuka, vya kumera. Kumera means something that is coming from the ground. Ngoma ya mera. Ngoma is corn. Corn has sprouted, something like that. So that's kumera. That's process. They're coming out of the ground. So when you say vya, it means things that have come out of the ground, as in growing. Anything that is growing. Vya kumera. Oh, I hope it's not a cold or something. Of course, it's cold. I didn't put the heating on, but I will do after this video. It's only not less than 20 minutes. So here we go. Nature, vyakulengeka. Vyakulengeka is something natural. It's something that you didn't make it, but it's there. Trees, makuni. Bush, tondo. Tondo. So when I'm saying this, I want people to be repeating it. Yeah, like bush, tondo. So be repeating the word tondo in this case. Flowers, maruva. Maruva. Edible, vyakulya. Oro, chakulyeka, meaning something that is edible. Or chakulya. Chakulya means something you can eat. Poisonous plants, vikukoma. Kukoma means it kills. Or kufa. Kufa means dead. So poisonous plants, vyakumera, vyakukoma. Kukoma, kukoma based on where you are. In Chichewa especially, kukoma will mean sweet. Nice. This is very nice. Like you're eating something. It's nice. But in Chitumbuka, kukoma is something that is poisonous that can kill you. Or sometimes they'll just say poison, but that is English. So you can still say poison, but say it slowly. People understand you. I really hope it's not a serious thing. Okay. Grass would take a green, bilibili. Green as in color, bilibili. Ulaya bilibili. Sipeosha bilibili. That's as close as I could get. So when the plants are very dark, like that green dark, we say, eh, mpango ya bilibili. Meaning, oh, these vegetables are so dark, dark green. So bilibili is that dark green color. Thorns. So the process is kubilibila. Mpango ya bilibila hii. Ili bilibili. Like, yeah. It's very fertile, very green, Thorns, minga. Shade, mufwiri. So shade is very important in my culture. Mufwiri. We sit under a tree. That is the shade. So that mufwiri can mean a lot. This is why the following word is storytelling. I cannot separate mufwiri and storytelling. Where you are sitting down under a shade, definitely stories will come up. So mostly there are stories of wisdom. And usually when you are with someone who is older, you are always expecting to get some wisdom under mufwiri. So ask people, Tienani tikakhale pamufwiri. Let us go and sit under the shade. So the moment you mention mufwiri, someone is looking for a tree to sit down because it provides a good, relaxed, cooler shade where then you can sit down and talk. It's not about let's go and meet in a restaurant over a cup of tea. Your cup of tea is mufwiri. All right. All right. So storytelling, vidokonyi. So vidokonyi is telltales, nthano. Sometimes called nthano, but in Chitumbuka ni nkhani. Nthano is chichewa, but we still use nthano as well sometimes. Kweni, but the actual word ni vidokonyi. But if you are telling telltales, that one is vidokonyi. So storytelling is where we get visambizio, where we get our wisdom, where we get dango. So storytelling it always has a purpose. So just briefly, I think how I look at how our storytelling goes is we have stories that are told because of the challenges that you are going on in that moment. In those stories, usually are stories of encouragement, of hopes, of aspirations, of future, like things will get better. Yeah, so the big word there is hope. Then we have stories that are told because you have gone through a challenge and it's in the past. You are telling stories that after the challenge, we are healed. We are, you know, we are who we are now. This is us. So in those stories, mainly what is also shared, I could be wrong, but it's from my own experiences. And so I'm trying to interpret that. Mainly it's around what did we have that time that, that kept us going, for example? What did we have during those challenges? So you're focusing on the past. Oh, at least we had this, we had that, we had that, we had that. That also gives us the intelligence about in future what would be important because we are now kind of like reflecting. What did we have that time? We had this, we had that, we had that, looking at what helped us to get to where we are now. All right. That so you're learning Chitumbuka as well as you are also learning something else, right? Someone I was at the residential recently, so I shared with some of my friends, and to say, oh, I also teach my language, da, 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 da. So the feedback she gave me back in the morning, oh, bless her, she's so nice. She said, oh, what I liked about your channel is that you teach your language, but also there's a culture element that you are sharing. I was like, yes. In my mind, I was like, job done, because that is the underlying purpose as well, right? So speak the language, but also understand my culture so that you don't go there and start hating people, crossing boundaries, and do all of this, sort of that. But when you go, you'll already be like, yeah, I'm in Malawi, you already know how to carry yourself, how to interact with people, how to. It's not about changing you, but also understanding how other people live and respecting that. All right, all right, all right. Less of talking now. Let's just get this finished, get done. We are nearly there. Rest, kupumula. So when we are sitting at that mufili, you're resting. Ah, relax. Because the day was hot, the day was tiring. You're just now sitting down, relaxing, telling each other stories, drinking water, and yeah, watching children playing their games just around, and then you correct them if there's something that needs correcting and all of that. So it's also from the vegetation that we get minkwara treatment. There's a lot of plants based on our ancestors' knowledge and intelligence. They know which plant treats what. We still go to hospitals, but it depends on what that is. Play, kusebera. Community. This is like I was talking about, we'll be watching children playing. Yeah, vana osebera. Hmm? Aurutani kaseberani. So the way children live, it's not, I want to put it in a more neutral kind of like way. So you don't play inside the house. That's not allowed. It's not just it wouldn't work. Yeah. So you play outside and yeah, so yeah, that's that it is like that. You play outside with other kids, basically. That's what it is. Community gathering, pakukumanirana, or bwalo. So you hear a lot of bwalo, bwalo la milandu, bwalo la ukwati, bwalo la vichi, bwalo la. So you have a huge tree. Like in my village, I grew up in Mtema village, but the area is called Chirumba. But Mtema village, it used to be Mtema village. Now it's called Mzangunya village because now they use names of your chief. So Mzangunya is Mafriro. This is my mother's side because I was raised by my maternal grandmother. My father's side is Mponera village, but these villages they share a boundary. They are just side by side with each other. So, how did we get to that? Okay, so community gathering, pakukumanirana. Where I grew up at my grandfather's place, we had a very big tamarind tree. So, because my grandfather's side, from my maternal side, my mother's father, they are also chiefs. Because they are chiefs, they also sit they they are responsible for sorting out uh small things that happen in the community. Like if people have quarreled, if there's these, I can see that the sun is giving a shade, but we are nearly done. It feels nice on the face though, because it's always nice to have some sun, but I can see the shade. And what was I talking about now? Okay, the Walo community gatherings. So we used to have a lot of gatherings at my grandfather's house because my grandmother's house was here. My grandfather had three wives. So his first wife and my grandmother, who was the second wife, they were close to each other. In between, there was this huge um tamarind tree where it was huge. When I mean huge, huge, huge. I don't know if it is still there because I haven't been in Malawi in the village for some time. So, but it was huge. It must have been many, many years ago. My grandfather used to say his grandfather is the one who planted that, but I don't know how true that was. So it was kind of like quite long, long ago. And actually, to me, it is one of the features that will make me recognize that I'm back in my village, if it is still there, right? So we will have different things that used to happen under this tree. For example, what do you call it? Immunizations? I remember there was a immunization campaign around 1979. I was little, maybe 5 years old. But I still remember that because we were running away. We didn't want um to be given the thing. I still have it's a big scar. People who were born before 1980, I think we all have this scar if you were in Malawi because of the immunization drive that happened that time. So immunizations, there will be some form of conversations when there is conversation that have to happen, meetings, they will all happen under this big tree. You not meet inside the house. I've never heard of that. I've never seen it. And I don't think it ever happened. I've never seen meetings happening inside the house. It's always under the tree. All right. So sometimes it's under mango tree because we also have huge trees of mangoes. I mean, huge, big. All right. So let's stop share. Yeah. So I'm not gonna distract you too much with this shade. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something in Chitumbuka and that you have picked a word, and I will appreciate if you liked the video to give it a thumbs up. You are supporting me to grow my channel while I'm supporting you to learn the other part of the world, to learn our culture, to learn our language. So thank you so much for being here. Tawonga, Tawonga Chomene, Dazliwem here. Taruta, 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 yewo, 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 yewo.